Hello, hello. Okay, I am now up and running with my Netgear ReadyNAS Duo, and it turns out that it's not a V2 version, even though the sticker at the bottom of the device says that it's a V2. It's actually a V1, and the the thing that kind of shows off that is this ReadyNAS Duo text here. If it would be a V2, it would actually say V2 at the end here. So that's kind of annoying because the V2 version actually has different ports on the back. This device that I have right now has one Ethernet and two USB 2 ports. And that's also an indicator that it's the version 1. The version 2 has two USB 3 ports. And it also have a new, more updated firmware. Yes, I know this NAS is really old. It's about 6 years old when I'm recording this video. So yeah, it's end of life as well at Netgear. So yeah, so this is the latest firmware for it, 4.1.15, and when I got it, it was 4.1.7. So I basically updated it right away. And here you can see the two drives. And yeah, I'm actually having a 2 terabyte drive, as you can see there, ID for that. And the second one is a 1 terabyte drive. And I thought I would do a so-called JBOD RAID. It's not really a RAID. It's basically, JBOD stands for just a bunch of disks. And what it does is just combine drives into a single disk. And it starts, when you start to move files to the NAS, it will fill up the first drive. And when that is full, it will automatically start to write on the second one. And if one of these drives fail, you only lose data on that failed drive. The other one, the files on the first one here, those are fine. So the only thing you lose is that. If you run RAID 0 and one of the drives failed, you will lose all data. If you run RAID 1, the files on the first one will be duplicated to the second one. And if one of these drives fail, you can just swap the drive and it will automatically just copy over the files again. And that's what I will do later on when I get the red drives. And this was kind of annoying that you can't run JBOD. So what I did was to create two different volumes on this. So actually, let's go to the admin page. Admin and log in here. And you notice that it's a old device because it's really slow to work with in the web interface as well. So here you go. That's NAS I got. And yeah, 256 meg of RAM. So yeah, and I just set up the volumes here. I know everything is Swedish here because I am from Sweden. See the volumes, you see it takes forever to load things. And up here you can see there are two volumes, volume C, volume D, and then you have the USB devices as well. The volume C is actually the 2 terabyte disk. And yeah, it's RAID 0 even though it's a single drive. Kind of weird. And the volume D here is the 1 terabyte drive. There's a single volume over there as well. So that's what I had to create. And then you go to sharing here, and the sharing list. So first you create the volumes on the disk, and then you create the shares. So I got just 2 shares, 1 folder on each drive. You can see volume C and D. And zips is the sort of the folder sharing for Windows. And you can add as well for Mac and so on, but I only have Windows machines, so I'll have those shares. And when I created these shares, I set them to public access. And when you create a share, you can actually, let's see, add a share. For example, I can add another share here, la-di-da, and it says public access. And it says also if you want to have user authentication to access the shares, you should disable this. And then you have to add, users and stuff like that, and passwords. But I just had public access because I'm the only one in my network. So that's what I did. And you can also see the volumes that are green, also the disks and the fans. And I don't have a UPS because here in Sweden we actually have a good electricity grid. So we don't. I lived in this apartment for like, what was it, 13 years almost, and only 2 times I had the electricity go down. So that's a good thing. But anyway, that's basically what I did. I just added a share, and what I did next was just testing, and it shows up as a NAS. Also, I enabled DLNA, so you can sort of stream things from here. That's why it shows up here. But the NAS, and here are the 2 shares, the 2 different disks. And what I did was just test the transfer speed. Let's copy this back. Let's see what actually the read speed is. I haven't really tried that, so let's put it on the SSD here. Just 1, 2, 3. Let's see what the read. Oh, that's pretty fast actually. Well, fast for this device at least. About 25, almost 25 megs per second. The write speed were about 15 megabytes per second. So it's basically USB 2 speeds, or even slower than that, because I actually get 30 megabytes read and write to a USB drive. So I'm only going to use this NAS device as sort of a archive device, so that just files that I'm not going to use or want on my computer, I just move it to the NAS. So yeah, so we'll see what I do next. So that's the read speed. So let's copy this back. Let's delete this one and just paste it. You see I get about 15 megabyte write speed to the NAS. So it's not really that fast. So yeah, this is sort of an archive thing. So just end it here. But it works. I had a lot of issues, getting started with the thing, and it takes forever to just install. You actually use this radar software when you put the disks in, and it checks your network for NASes, and it was completely empty over here because they were new drives. And I also did a complete factory reset, so and it took about half an hour before I could just get into the web GUI. But otherwise, it actually works. And yeah, if you just want to have a network device to archive files, this is perfect, but I suggest you get a newer one. Because as I said, this is 6 years old and it's end of life, and there are a lot better devices out there. So yeah, that's it for now for this little device. So see you later.